the basic ambition for it was to make the most tonally diverse album I could do. I wanted to find a way of actually a practical way of recording the live pedal board.
Lovely, yeah.
Which is where the 1 watt Blackstar HT1 came in, and I thought, well, that's going to be probably the better way to do it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to do it. And was that mic'd up?
No, I think it was always direct. There was probably 4 different distortion sounds and overdrive sounds on that album, and there was probably three different bits of equipment for reverb.
Quite a lot then.
Because the second track was actually done purely with the Blackstar, and that's its own reverb and its own overdrive and its own everything. I felt it was always at its best when it was double tracking rhythm guitar.
212.
Yeah, but I felt in some ways that it was a bit too thin on some of the lead stuff, but it was quite chunky when there was double tracking and hard left and right going on.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
So yeah, I think most of the album was actually done recording the pedal board into the HT1, and then the Tone Lab came along when I wanted even more variation, if that was possible. Yeah, like I said, I did manage to get it surprisingly wide on the Blackstar with Scarlet Star, and I don't know how. It was just a bit of luck, I think.
Perhaps a little bit of a step up in your recording and production process as well.
But it's funny because it's one of those situations that you don't notice it when you're in it, that you've gone up a step or two.
Just looking at standout tracks.
Blues Night. Just Driving was interesting because it was an improv. It was very self-contained, so it felt like a full-on piece of music. The title track I had as well, Dorian's Mystery, which obviously ends it all.
Talking about Dorian's Mystery, what about the name? Tell me about the name, Joe.
Basically, Dorian is my favourite scale, which took me a few years to realise that it was. And I find everything to do with music theory a mystery anyway.
A little bit of an overview of the instruments.
The Nighthawks, because I didn't want to let them go for quite a few years. Obviously the JS 1200. Still the orange tiger maple that TM stands for, I've worked out now.
Of course, yeah, tiger maple.
I thought it was Tiger Moth, so I called one of the songs from years ago Tiger Moth.
It does look a tiny bit like a tiger moth.
And it turns out when I was trying to get the names for it, when we started doing this series again properly, it's Tiger Maple.
That's a crafter, isn't it?
It is a crafter, yeah. It's It was really good with direct recording. talking of the acoustic stuff with like waiting, I think that was actually that was the demo from a couple of years prior, because I don't actually make demos anymore. I think I stopped when I got to Loaded Question. So I think this was the last album to have demos made, because what happens is the typical demo syndrome of you get so attached to what the demo sounds like, you don't actually want to adjust it. So that's why I quit doing demos.
Yes.
But the reason I kept the demo rather than redoing it, because there is actually quite a few little imperfections in that performance on Waiting, but there were so many bits that I knew were never going to come back again if I tried to do a recreation. So I just had to bite my lip and, you know, put up with the bits that didn't quite work to have the bits that were never going to be recreated again. That's also why the strings sound a bit old, because it was just thought of as being a demo. The sort of tone lab was there for when I needed things to be bigger.
Yep.
Because obviously there's no control over the width of the Black Star. It's kind of how you set the gain pedal up. The thing with the tone lab was you could choose whether you wanted it narrow or huge. Of course, the vintage modified jazz bass. I believe this was the first album to use the red Focusrite 18i8, the small one. The Black Star HT1 was the biggest reason for the change in sound.
Yes.
Because of its kind of unique, narrow, straight down the middle kind of thing that it did.
You would have had a Digitech reverb in there.
It was, which is now in your possession. Yes.
Yeah, which is now in my possession. Yeah. Would have just got the new Black Star 2-stage distortion pedal, the Green Meanie.
There was also the saturator as well. That was on there for, I think that was probably on there more.
PS6.
It's a PS6, that was it, yeah. Boss AW3, the Auto War. And it had quite a few strange bits of magic on that boss.
So where can people listen to this?
So yeah, we've got the usuals like Amazon Music, Apple Music and iTunes, Spotify, of course. It was put up on YouTube Music as well on the app itself, but it's also in a playlist on my personal YouTube channel as well. So yeah, it's on there, and it's obviously streaming directly off the website as well.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, obviously, yeah, website's how I listen to it.
I think for once I listened to it yesterday on Apple Music or something. I usually just go to the website as well.
Yeah, no good quality off the website. And of course, on the website, you've got the track-by-track listings as well.
Yeah, the website also has, because you can't add it to the big players, the website also has all of the credits as well.
Yep.
Obviously, for everybody that was involved at any point, if you listen to them in chronological order, you do start to hear an obvious step when you get to number 5, and then another step and a half when you get to 6. But we'll discuss why that is next month, probably.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It was probably as far as I could take it in terms of the size of the ambition and the sound, and the writing started to grow up a little bit at that point as well. Set a accidental template for moving up the gears in the future.
In which case, I'll take this opportunity to say thank you very much, Joe. I'll look forward to seeing you with the loaded question.
Indeed, the scary one.